Hey, this is Jeff Tain and Marvin Gaye in London with Behind the Notes. I'm here with pianist John Beasley. I guess he worked with Miles Davis, and he's worked in a lot of jazz and pop settings, and just a really great all-around musician and nice person. And part of the attraction is to work with John because we haven't done much together. But the band also includes Buster Williams, the great Buster Williams, who I've never substantially played with, and also Benny Maupin, who I've been friendly with, but we haven't really had the pleasure to work together. Maybe once we did a kind of a demo session for Robert Hurst, where we recorded a lot of Bob's music and played some. But I guess the people are paying to watch us rehearse, but we're having fun, and I'm sure it's entertaining in some fashion, you know. I just came through the public school system, just singing songs in music class, and then eventually taking drum lessons, and just like playing a lot of orchestral music during the day, and finally when I was a teenager, my family got me a drum set, a small drum set, and then a better drum set, and I would just play along with the radio. I feel like music just kind of chose me. I was always involved in a lot of musical activities at school, and eventually my teachers would come and just would tell my family that I should consider making this my livelihood. Most of the live playing I was doing in my teens was in orchestras. Whenever I first got into college in Pittsburgh, I was going to the conservatory, and then at night I would go out and go to jam sessions and play like rock and fusion sessions and kind of ease my way into playing jazz. But I've been very fortunate. A lot of people have been very nice to me and patient with me as I think one of the main things that people get from me is that I'm really trying. Even when I suck, I'm really, really trying, and I'm sincere. I want to help people do what they're trying to do. As a young person, I was trying to understand how jazz works and how the predominantly swing-oriented thing of jazz and the feeling enhance the music. I think in general that I'm not an ardent transcriber of stuff. I kind of just listen to recordings and listen not so specifically to patterns and licks and things like that. I just kind of listen for how drummers use space or lack of space, and create tension and release, and how different drummers feel the beat, interpret the beat, and how that makes the music feel, how that shapes the music and affects the other musicians. It's kind of like a non-specific listening, and so that's kind of what I get from the great drummers. It's like Max Roach. I see it. It's almost like I see an image, just a very clean thing, very clean lines, and a lot of architectural structure, and just the way his things fit together. It feels like just like a series of blocks or something that are touching each other. Elvin Jones, you just definitely more swirling patterns, but at the same time there's some kind of thread through it that just because that feel and that groove that he has is so strong, but it's definitely a more coloristic approach, and someone like Tony Williams would be maybe in the middle, just like avant-garde elements, but emerging from very, very serious knowledge of structure. The great drummer Kenny Clark played with Bird and all those people. He stayed at my apartment one night, and we were just talking about the lineage and the music and things like that, and he kind of told me to go for a sound, and he would have students and they would want to know like specifically what stroke he used to produce a certain lick, and his vibe was like, don't worry about the stroke, just do it the way that you do it, and go for the sound and go for the feeling and the effect, as opposed to something so clinical. I mean, but vocabulary is vocabulary. It's like it's like horn players learning scales and things like that. There's a million ways to get the job done. Yeah, I just really try to have good songs. I try to have strong melodies, and I always enjoy recordings of music that have like pleasant melodies and things that I would like to hear over and over again. So I'm just trying to be a little bit responsible to hopefully to the consumer and to the listener, and not just have drummy stuff. I guess that's it's. I guess I always have to remind myself to actually feature myself on recordings. It's like it's enough for me to write the music and prepare the music, and then just try to get it played enough where the composition speaks, and I really get into the support role, like supporting the other musicians, trying to help them express what they're trying to do. And most of the time that's enough for me. But then I tend to get some people at shows, and I'll play an entire set of music, and then I'll realize at the end that I haven't taken a solo. And I've had like friends come out and they're like, "Man, we came to see you," and I'm always surprised. I'm leading the band and I'm on stage and I'm playing, and then I look out and someone else is taking a solo, but people are like looking at me, waiting for like this some drum excitement or something, So I have to get more of a balance of that. But I just enjoy it, just writing and choosing a set and just presenting music. Some jazz musicians, they can lose sight of, they can get so much into the improvisation that they lose sight of the actual presentation. And I think the presentation is, of course, it's important in popular music and a lot of music, but also in jazz. And I find that the recordings that you come back to, someone like Monk, just with like really strong arrangements, and you can always hear some kind of structure even when the improvisation is going on. It makes a difference. I find that even though everybody should do whatever they want to do as far as expression, and if they don't want to have a melody at all and just blow and all that all of that works. But I just kind of feel that for I'm trying to go more for the regular person, and not necessarily the aficionado that has a million records. I'm really trying to appeal to like babies and older people, and just people that don't necessarily like jazz. And I think that when you do a gig or you play a set of music and you've got like all these solos and stuff and eighth notes flying all over the place, I think that to the average person that's not a musician, it's like I could see someone sitting back like talking to their friend like, oh, that sounds like the same as the last song, whatever. So that's kind of what I got from Kenny Kirkland and from Branford. There's kind of like a thing. There's a thing where and it's kind of a mentality that's in a lot more jazz musicians these days, where you kind of walk the line between being an improviser but also being someone that knows how to put interesting things into music, like almost being like a producer, or a producer's mentality, or like a studio musician or something like that. Just I don't know, just introducing things from outside of what is understood to be the core of jazz, just to show your personal experience.